Hello everybody. Whew. So today we are doing the video for Sunday the Sunday the 5th of April. Okay, I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. It was really nice where I was. So important things first, my tea tin is full again. Yay! I rang Emmy, she told me what to do to make it full, and that's what I did, filled it up. Okay, so what mug have I got today? I've got my Arizona mug. This is this year's Arizona as well. I've got 2 Arizona. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So today's page is, on my page, I've got some circles. Okay, I'm not sure what you've got on your page. And today, what I thought I would do is, I saw this great quote on Facebook. And it said, social distancing is boring. Exiled for the good of the realm sounds so much more interesting. So I thought that's what I'm going to put in one of these circles. I'm going to put exiled for the good of the realm. Okay, and then I thought, I used this stamp set yesterday. I love this because I can use it for all sorts. And I thought I would use it again. I thought I would use this one because that would make like a nice border down here. And it would also cover up this little black bit of black. And then probably this one as well, because that would... So I might need to do a bit and a half of this just to cover that up. I'm not sure. So that's the stamp sets that I'm going to use. And then, this might go wrong, but I'm going to try and stamp it with this little... This is a little wooden set of mine that's really cool. But lots of you will have little wooden sets and things around. And I think I'm going to stamp that in there. And I might even put some arrows as well. So I'm not going to talk about my day. It was Sunday. It was quite lazy. I saw 3 of my children. I went to Marks and Spencer's and I met Ben in the car park, and we were socially distant while we were queuing with our carts, trolleys, and we went around Marks and Spencer's separately. We were doing separate shopping, and so that was lovely. I got to see him. And then because I went to I do the Marks' shop, everybody else does the other ones. So I popped down to Tom's house on the way back, and I sat on his garden wall because he wanted some chicken and some burgers because he was doing a barbecue. So I sat on his garden wall and had a chat with him. And then I popped round to Jay's house with the rest of the shopping. I tend to do a lot of shopping for Jay because she can't really go out that much. So, and she popped out. I popped it on her doorstep and I was just getting back in the car, and she popped to the door to come and see me. And it was really hard because I couldn't hug any of them. And then I had to ring Emmy as well. So that was a lovely day to see the 3 of them. It's really hard, isn't it, not to hug them, not to just go up. And I'm a big huggy person. Ben was relieved because he's not a huggy person. But that's what I did, really. And... that was the main thing, and it was just so lovely. So anyway, so first of all, I'm going to do my stamping. I have some of my mixed media cardstock, which is what I always stamp on. I did notice on the board as well, some people were saying, you know, oh, I don't have this, and oh, I haven't done the same as Diane. The idea is, if you want to do what I'm doing, you can do. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can do something totally different. I have to stand up. I'm a stand-up stamper. Okay, so I just have to stand up, and I want the whole thing. I just need another part, but I'm going to stamp the whole thing because then I've got it. Normally, I would just go into my box and I would find these would all be already done in my boxes. But I'm doing it how you might do it at home, how you would just take the stamp and do it. So we've got that, and then I'm going to stamp. Now this is a large stamp, so you have to be really careful. Always take your ink to your stamp, okay, unless you're doing something really tiny. And then what I always say is, this is what I should hear. Okay, fairy footsteps. What I actually hear when I'm in classes is this. Great big fairy elephants, okay? You don't need to slam it down. You just need to, can you see how I'm turning it as well? And I'm just going across. I went from there to there. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a bit mist on there. So then I just take my ink pad and I just go back the other way. Now, when it's a really big stamp, you might just need to pop in. But your stamps should be, if you look at this one, the black should only be where the lines are. The black should never be in here. You should never have black in here, or anyway, that means you're pressing far too hard. Okay, and then I'm just going to press that down there again. I'm just going to stand up. It's much easier. If you have a desk like mine that goes up and down, sometimes I'll lower it to stamp, but I don't want it to affect the camera. And I only ever clean them with a piece of kitchen roll. That's all I ever do. Ranger make fabulous stamp cleaners, but Tim, Dina and I never ever use them because we mainly stamp with black. So as long as you get the ink off, that's all we need really. Now Wendy stamps with colours, and so does Simon, and so they will use the stamp cleansers a lot more. So here we go. And when I cut out, I always leave a little border, and the first thing that I do is I separate them from each other, and then I cut out. Never try to cut something from a really big piece, and I always just use this small border. I've talked about scissors before. These are the Tim Holtz scissors. Love them. Love him actually as well, but I do love my scissors. He has five different sets of scissors now, 2 sewing ones. And these. I don't know if you've noticed as well, whenever you see me cutting out, it's this hand that is turning the card, and the hand that holds the scissors just stays still. Oops. And all this hand does is open and close, okay? It's much easier to cut things out that way. It can take some getting used to, but once you've got it, when I used to be in my studio all the time and teaching at Art from the Heart, where I used to teach kids classes, and kids used to come every week to do classes, and one of the first things that I did was to teach them how to use scissors properly, because you see a lot of people doing this and their elbows coming in and out, and you just get tired. So if you just do this, and this hand is what's turning it, it should go a bit better for you. So let's put those two to one side, and then I'm going to cut this one. This actually didn't stamp brilliantly, but it's okay. I can't really get the angle right because the way the camera stand is, I have to come to the side slightly, and I don't want to knock it because it takes me forever to get it up and done. So if this is day 5, that means I've been filming for over a week. Woohoo! I need to give myself a gold star and a big pat on the back for that, for not having completely wrecked. So apart from when I filmed and all you saw was my head, we haven't really had any catastrophes, have we? Did you see there? I went right round the outside, and then I'm coming in to do these bits. Now, a lot of people get confused with these. You just cut through somewhere. You see here, don't try and get in. Just cut through anywhere that you can, because when you glue it, it will just glue back down and nobody will know. You could get in with a craft knife if you wanted, but that's quite faffing to do. So I just go in like that, and then when I glue it down, that's just going to glue back together. Okay. I'm not going to use the whole of this actually. I'm not quite sure, but I usually cut everything out and then I can just, whoops, oh dear, then I can decide which part of it I want to use, and then I've got the other bit left to use again. By the way, every day, any little bits that I've got left, so for example, this was left from yesterday, you know, any little bits like this that I've got left, I'm keeping them because I will probably use them. I'm just my desk is always really clear, so I'm just making a little pile of leftover bits so that on one of the days I can just do something with the leftover bits. Okay. And big apology, the store I shouted out the other day in Australia, in Brisbane, I called it the wrong name. Oh, I called it the Crafty Cabin, and it's not, it's the Crafty Chain. Okay, the Crafty Chain, Alison, who runs the Crafty Chain. So Australian people, get yourself out there. Oops, there we go. Oh, there's one more. Can you see in there? I'm a bit fussy. I do like little bits done. You don't have to be as fussy as I am. I'm going to go down there as well. Just a little bit. And I only know that because I drew them. So I know which bits are which. Okay, so there we go. So here is the page. So this is going to go up there like so. And then I'm not, yeah, maybe those five there look as though they would fit quite nicely. So in that case, I need, yes, I just need a little bit more down there. Okay, so let's glue this up the top. And I'm gluing this up here and making the join down here so it's not as noticeable. If I did it this way, that would be more noticeable. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fit it in this way. So take my glue stick. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Start at the top. Press that down. And then it's going to be about there. So I'll save that, put that with my pile. There we go. Add that in. Oh, can you see my dress? Look, it's got kittens on. This dress hasn't fitted me for 2 years. I've been really doing well on my blood sugar diet. Well, it's not really a diet, it's more a health thing. And I can fit back into this dress. I love it. Love it. So this is not one I've made. This is a Bernie Dexter dress. And I got it when I was in Portland one time. I went to the Bernie Dexter shop. I don't think it's there anymore, I'm not sure. But anyway, but it's got lovely, can you see? It's got lovely red little kittens on there. I have it in pink and I have it in blue as well. And I've not been able to fit it, so that's amazing. There we go. So, or do I want that way? This is the thing. I think I'm going to cut it off there. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have that, but I just need to cut some of that off to match the bottom. There we go. Okay, and let's, so I'll pop this over there. I haven't done a double page yet, have I? I will do one when I've got a lot to say. Glue stick. Oops, a little bit extra. extra on there. There we go. Again, people asking what this is. It's the non-stick craft sheet from Ranger, which I absolutely adore. Let's turn it over. Everything rubs off on it. There's lots of cheaper variations out there, but nowhere are as good as this. I always say, you know, if the cheaper variations worked as well, I would have them. But I don't, you know, and I travel with about 100 of these mats. So, okay, right, let's get a pen. Let's do my outlining. Boing, 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 boing. This is what I do when I'm designing. I have to have sound effects. Do you do that? My house has sound effects. The cat must think I am absolutely bonkers because I'm always talking. It's like my house is a stage. And I'm always on there singing, talking, doing the Ministry of Funny Walks. Some of you will remember that time I was doing the Ministry of Funny Walks downstairs and fell and broke 3 toes. That was hilarious. Not at the time, but it was afterwards, and trying to tell the tale of it. So I've just gone round on that, and then I'm going to put the thing in there. So do I want something? No, I'm not sure. Let me stamp. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp it in, and then I know what room I've got left. So this could take a while. So let's have. I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to put Realm of the Good exiled Fox. Yeah, I'm going to work backwards, which will be hilarious. So once I take them out, I'm going to leave them out of the box and then put them all back in afterwards, because you can see, look, it's a bit of a tight fit to get them. Oh, come on. A bit of a tight fit to get them out. This is a new set, actually. So they're probably, oh yeah, they're probably still attached on the bottom. I'll do half and half. Okay, so let's get the small ink pad. So there's my diary ink pad. People were asking about these. These come in sets of 4, and I have 3 sets of them. Okay, so 3 sets of 4, just the little diary ink pads. So I'm going to write Realm first. You know, I'm going to be sensible and go out either side, because I want it to be quite central. If you're not sure about these, get yourself a little bit of scrap, and you can see, because if you do too much and you get a bit of a wobble, so just test it first. So I'm going to put the A there, and I'm not going to clean them because I'm going to be using them again, aren't I? So then I want the L, and I'll put them all back later. You have to practice of how near and how far apart from each other they are. So then I want an E in front of it. And make these, can you see where mine are going a bit wobbly up and down? Because otherwise they'll just look as though you don't know what you're doing. Oh, I got the R out, didn't I? Where did I put the R? There we go. Okay, so there's the word realm. And then up here, I'm going to put of the. So the T is going to be about there. Where is T here? I'm going to end up with them everywhere, aren't I? The T. There we go. And then the F. Ooh. A, B, C, D. F fell over. F goes there with a little bit of a gap, and the O. H. So So just make them go up and down. E I've already had out somewhere. This is a bit like Where's Wally? Trying to find all these now. Of the, and then above that I've got the words the good with the blank. So G wants to be about there. Come on, where's the G? There's a H, A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh, this is embarrassing. There it is. For the good. So we'll put the G there. The letter O. Twice. Letter D. Sorry, spelling it all out, but this is how. Oh, this is how I do chatter away. E. I know has been out here somewhere. And this is why I use my bigger back chat, because then I don't have to faff like this. I've lost H, there we go. That was a really bad H. And a T. Okay, and then I'm going to write the word for. There's the F. F. O. R. Oh, we're getting the swing of it now. And then up above I'm going to put exiled. So we have, where's the E? Here we go. E. X I haven't used yet. Surprisingly, I haven't used the letter I yet either. I know I've used an L. There we go, L. Oh, this is so interesting to watch, isn't it? Sorry about that. Nearly done, nearly done. Have I done D yet? Oh yes, I have done D. It's in the word good. So where is the D then? And then I think I'm going to put I'm up above it. I'm exiled for the good of the realm. I and an M, and then the apostrophe I will just put in myself. There we go. Okay, so now let's stick these back in here. So let's see if we can get them back in. A, B, C, they go there. So A, B, C, they go there. Now let's put them, I should do this, I suppose, afterwards, but I just can't. I'm terrible. So the VWX goes down there. JK, L. L, 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 L. Oops, LM. You could just throw these in a box, but I can't. Isn't that terrible? No PQR. Right, that's that set done. LM. So I want an E and an F up the top. Just speed the video up till you see me start doing something again, and then you'll be like, oh, she's finally finished doing it. M and O, P, Q, R. And people laugh sometimes, or they think, oh, that must be really good to be as neat as she is. But this is what happens. You can't get stuff done until I've sorted something else out. There we know. RSTUVWXY. Oh, where's the Y? G. Oh, I've gone wrong somewhere. A, B, C, D. That's a G. A, B, C, D. E, F. Oh, G's missing. Never mind. I think I've done enough for you here. I'll put those in I'll pop these. Oh, they're confused. That's why. I'm going to put them to one side and finish them. Don't worry. Ooh, the stress there. So exiled for the good of the realm. And then it doesn't really stand out, doesn't it? Does it? So I am going to just take a pen and I'm going to go round this circle. And I'm going to make that stand out. And then, what shall we have? Now, I probably would have put a crown on there with it because it says realm, exiled for the good realm. But I've got a crown over here. So how about, I think I'm going to have a couple of arrows. Yes, a couple of arrows. You see, I never know what this page is going to look like till I've done it. And sometimes they're good and I'm like, that's a really good page. And otherwise I'm like, oh dear, this is the page we're having. Never hate your page. Never fall in love with your page. It's just a page. That's all it is. So let's cut these two arrows out. And there'll be pages that you do that you won't like. Just keep them in there. It is what it is. I can tell this is not going to be one of my favourite pages. The concept was better than the actual result. But does it matter? No, does it? Heck. Doesn't matter at all. Nothing matters except staying safe. Stay at home, save lives. I think this is the danger period now because lots of us have now been in this oh, I might need another one. I think I'm going to stamp one more. We've now been in this quarantine for over 2 weeks. And so if you've been quarantined for 2 weeks, that means you don't have the virus. So a lot of people are actually starting to go out and mingle. And that's not, just because you haven't got the virus doesn't mean you should be going out there as well. I go out once a week, as I've said, to go to Marks and Spencer's to get my food shopping. I won't go to the soup. I can't get an online click. I have meat and veg delivery, and I couldn't get an online supermarket, and I'm too anxious to go in a normal supermarket. Far too anxious to do that. So once a week I go to the Marks and Spencer's. It's not too bad, and that's when I go out. I don't go out to, sometimes I'll go to walk to the post box if I've got to post some postcards. If anybody orders any postcards off the Etsy or any of my prints, a few people have been doing that. But the postcard isn't, the post box is not far away. It's just up the street, and I just put stamps on, and that's it. That's the only thing I do. I don't go out the house, and we should still stay in the house. Still stay in until it's totally safe. Otherwise, it's all going to take longer. Yeah, I like those. So let's glue those down as well. I do like 3s anyway, so I'm glad I went for an extra one. Oh gosh, it wouldn't be a video if I didn't have a little cough, would it? Okay, let's turn that over. Good rub. Ooh. I tell you what's funny, the number of people who say, oh, Diane, we love your unprofessional videos, don't worry about it. And it's like, well, that's good, because they're not going to change. I can't see them getting any better anytime soon. So Here we go. And I know I should probably be embarrassed, but I'm not. I don't care. At least I'm doing. So there we go. Oh, I'm liking it now. I didn't like it so much before, but I am liking it more now. I think I would have preferred this if I'd have written it myself, but I didn't. So there you go. So I'm going to put a bit of doodling in there. That's the pen that doesn't work. Do I have any pen? Here we go. Just going to put that cobweb. Oh, I think this pen's stopping working as well now. You see, this is because I've been using them too early on paint or ink. Even though I tell you all, but I've been doing it for this video. There we go. I think I am going to make these more pronounced, so I am just going to go in with my pen. Can you see I'm happier with that? And that's another thing you can do. You can stamp using my stamps, and then you can go over them, and that's how you learn to write like me. Yeah, look, I'm happier that they're coloured in that bit more. This stands out more, but they still look as though they've been stamped. I'm sure you can get this alphabet still. This is the wooden alphabet. I also have I think most of my alphabets are discontinued. One place that you can quite often find them is Stampers Anonymous, because they make them. So Stampers Anonymous might have some. Ben might have some at Art from the Heart. I'm not sure. He normally has most things. But these little, the reason I did a little wooden alphabet was I used to love, anybody remember all the wooden alphabets that Hero Arch used to do? Oh, I had so many different designs. Maybe I'll do an alphabet for the Dyalog. I've got numbers, but I didn't do an alphabet, did I? So maybe that's the next thing I should do. There we go. That's better. I feel happy with that. I think it was because it wasn't standing out. So let me outline these. Okay, and now I'm going to colour in, and these are quite faffing to colour in, really. So to make them quicker, you could colour them one colour, one light colour everywhere, and then you could go back in with your darker colour if you wanted. So I'm going to go in with a pale green. So let's have a look in here. Let's have this one. I don't pale. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. This is the Island Parrot that I've been using quite a lot. So I'm just going to go in and do the backgrounds with the Island Parrot. This page is growing on me now. About 5 minutes ago, I didn't like it. But that always happens. I always say you have to go through a lot of ugly to become a swan. So I never really judge the pages too much. The birds are tweeting outside. It's so lovely. When I sit in the garden, that's all I hear at the moment. I think that's one of the nice things about this, how nature is coming back. You know, it's early evening and that's all I can hear. It's so lovely. Just hope they don't come down too low, because Boo, Mr. Boo Boo, even though he only has one eye, is terrible for catching birds and killing them, and then proudly bringing them into the house for me, displaying his wares, going, there you go, Mum. Look what I've done to show you how much I love you. I'm like, oh, thanks very much, Boo. Carnage in the back garden. I know it's nature, but it's like, seriously? Oh, if you're on Facebook, have you seen the video of the cat called Slippers, who brings in a duck? They wake up one morning, they go out on the landing, and there is a duck on the landing that the cat's brought in. It's just laid there, but luckily it springs alive after a bit and it runs round, and then they can't get it out of the house. It's so funny. Well, I thought it was funny. I did think it was funny, but I don't know what I'd do if Mr. Brew brought a duck in the house. They don't even know where the duck came from either, because they live just in a normal street. So can you see how this page is now coming alive? Sorry, that was the Pure Sunshine I was using there, and this is Pink Flamingo. I'm not quite sure what the colours come out like, but on the screen, but just in case you were wondering, I'm going to come back to it. That's a little bit wet there, so I'm going to do this one. I don't want it to blot. I'll come back here. If they're not dry before you go next to it, it's going to merge into each other and it's going to run. And again, you can take your time, but I can't. It is impossible. Impossible to take my time. Right, what colour shall I use? Now I think I'm going to put a bit of a red. What have we got? Cherry pie. Just to do these flowers. Squeeze. There we go. Oops. Please go on the Dyalog, the Creative Dyalog. No. The Dylusions Dyalog and Creative Diary page, and see all the fabulous things people have done. That's on Facebook. Or people are posting on Instagram. There's some fabulous work being done. If you're not a member, just request to join. They're getting people to join as fast as they can. I can't remember if I said this yesterday, but if you want to join the other group, which is the Dyary Society of Art Journaling, you have to answer the membership questions. Otherwise, your membership will not be approved. You'll get declined. Okay, and people are taking it personally. It's not personal. You just have to follow the the rules. So just answer the questions. The questions are really simple. Where did you hear about Dylusions? And you can put your store, Amazon, YouTube, I don't know, maybe the unicorns whispered it to you in the middle of the night. And the second question is, do you agree to abide by the rules? And that's it. And a lot of people are just answering one question. It won't let you join. You have to answer both questions. So if you've not been admitted into the group, just go back and answer both questions and then you'll be fine. Okay? There we go. So I think I'm going to use those same colours up here. So I think I'm going to do the Pure Sunshine here. You can blend with these as well. Let me show you. Let's get a bit of orange while it's wet. You see where I've put a bit of orange down the side. You have to do it while it's still wet, and then you can go back in with the first colour. Can you see how it's given you that lovely bit of shade in there? So you have to have two similar colours. So if I go back in with the Island Parrot, I'm going to need something like the Dirty Martini as well. So if I go in here with the Island Parrot, and when you're adding shadow, it should always be in the same place. So can you see both my shadow is at this side? That makes it look more authentic. And then the middle one can be the pink. And so with the pink, I need something like darker as a shadow. But can you see how effective that little bit of shadowing is? Don't wait for it to dry. If you dry and then go in with a different colour, you actually just get tide marks, and that's not, I just have a bit of a blot there. That's not what you want. You don't want tide marks. There we go. And I think I'm actually going to whoosh a bit around there. And that was a whoosh. So now what colour shall I do this one here? I might just do a plain orange like that. Yep, let me just have orange. Have you noticed I always turn the book so it's the easiest way for me to colour? Squeeze, there we go. Sometimes you just need to give them a bit of a squeeze to get that ink flowing well. Perfect. And then I want these holes to look as though they're underneath, and this is like a pale pink. So if I find my rose quartz, because there was no way I was going to cut those out. You could take a hole punch. You could take a hole punch in there and cut them out. But if I just take this, can you see this is a similar colour? And now it looks as though the background is coming through. And if I wanted to, I could actually, if I wanted to go back in and do the background, I could add this in. But first of all, I'm going to put the date, and then I'll see if there's anything else I want to do. So let's have a look in here. April. Fit an April in there. Actually, I think I'm going to put April there. And then I'm going to put a big number 5. And I might put a little frame around it. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. There we go. Is that it? Have I finished? Let me just tidy up and have a look. So I've got April the 5th. I'm exiled for the good of the realm. I think it's so fabulous saying that. Do you know what? These are not standing out very well. So I am going to take a... There's a thin black Sharpie. If this is still a bit damp and I don't want to break any more pens, so a Sharpie's really good for doing that. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to outline the top. And again, I do this a lot. I like things to really stand out. So I'm just following round the outline. And this is how I learned to draw, by tracing, following round. You do it often enough that then all of a sudden your hand can do it. Can you see how they're standing out a lot better than this? And the same with the flowers as well. And again, it's something that might not bother you, but it bothers me. So I'm just going to go in and rectify it. I am a little bit of a faffer doodler once I get going, because I wasn't happy when I stamped it, so this is just going to make it that bit sharper. A nice sharp crisp line, I think, always looks good. I'm not being neat, you know, I'm not spending ages and taking my time doing this. I'm making history. I'm not gonna have it hanging in a gallery. That's not what it's all about. Oh, I hope you enjoyed my diary video as well. I'll try and do one. I can't always promise, because I'll try and do one every week, but I can't promise because a lot of the time when I do the diary, I just do it. And then I've been going to do one for months, but I just do it and then I'm like, oh, I was going to turn the camera on. So it was amazing that I actually turned it on for last week. So I'll try, but I am not promising. Can you see? I just make it stand out more. So I've just got these flowers in here to do. And then I think I'm going to leave it. If I'd have stamped it crisply in the first place, I wouldn't have this bother. But I didn't, and so I do. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I actually forget you lot are there because I talk to myself anyway. I talk to my other alters up there in my head, and sometimes I'm like, oh, actually, I'm filming this. You should talk to yourself. It's great. Sometimes it's the only time you get any intelligent conversation. All my voices talk to each other. Sometimes they argue. The problem is if you lose the argument with the voices in your head, that's when you know you're in trouble. But there's nobody else to talk to, is there? Apart from FaceTime. FaceTime's just fabulous, isn't it? Emmy showed me how to do, so you can put a few different people on. I keep meaning to try a Zoom. I think that would be fun as well. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm done. Okay? No, I'm not. I'm going to colour that in green. You see, I can't leave well alone. I just realised, let me just colour that frame in. I'll colour that frame in the green, and then I'll colour in. There we go. Now I'm done. Fabulous. Okay, see you tomorrow.